Hey everyone, this is Stephanie Wnuk with Renew Design, broadcasting from a remote location. I'm very sorry we couldn't join you there today. I'm happy to take a little time today to talk about Renew's role in the site design and land development portion of the Altair EcoVillage project and to help you ground your vision for a co-housing community. We're a group of landscape architects and engineers, so we know design as well as function in the land development process. So this is usually the way people think the process happens. You start with a project idea, a concept, you go through land development and come out on the other side with a roll of drawings like this, ready to put your hard hat on and start digging. But there's a lot to unravel in this middle process. So to help illustrate this, to help you understand, each of the colors represents one part of an approval process that will need to untangled and get straightened out before we can start construction. All of these arrows around the outside represent a different strand tangled up in the land development process. Some of these are intertwined with each other, some can be pulled out independently, but the tricky part is knowing which one to pull first to start the process and which ones are tangled together. Altair included us at the very beginning of the process, which is the perfect way to start. We like to be in at the beginning when a team is being assembled, so we can help guide what strands are in your particular ball of intertwined approvals and permits. That way, the preliminary design can set expectations. There's a realistic timeline for your schedule, as all of these permits have an order and can be dependent on one another. Once we set up the schedule and a preliminary design, we can go to work on the design process and what I can't call landing the project and getting it grounded and connected. At this point, now that we know what strands are involved, there's an information gathering based on each element and each permit. So I want to share with you today to give you a little bit of background. For the Altair project, this will include a boundary survey. So this is basically where the legal borders and boundaries are set. It's the ownership, and in some cases easements are granted for utilities. It just helps us know the limits. A topographic survey, this step takes into consideration the shape of the site as well as surrounding topography, and it helps to inform the way water will flow through the site, if there's flat areas that are good for building, or how much we need to move soil to make flat areas for housing and other facilities. Underground utility location, I think everybody's heard the phrase, call before you dig. Hitting a utility during construction is pretty much a nightmare scenario. So we like to know as much as possible about what's going on under the ground prior to design or construction. Wetland analysis, these are very protected under state and federal and local laws, and that's why it's important to have a professional go out and flag them early in the process and identify if there's any threatened species or habitat within them. Geotechnical investigation, this is the literal bedrock of the project. We need to know what lies beneath. It's basically to identify the geological formations and to check if there's any potential for sinkholes. Soil infiltration testing, this is just to show the soil layers that are above the bedrock and to see if any will infiltrate or sink right down through the soil, or which unfortunately happens a lot in this area with clay soils, how quickly it will run off the surface if we don't capture it. This helps to inform how the stormwater features are designed on the site. The ordinance and the zoning analysis, unique to this project throughout Altair's hard work and perseverance, the East Pikeland Township adopted the Kimberton Low Impact Development section, which has been added and adopted, and so that's what we'll be designing to for the local municipality. Fire and traffic assessment. This is safety school to ensure that all who intersect and move through the site are safe, as well as getting the sign off from emergency services to ensure they'll be able to maneuver and access all the houses and buildings in case of an emergency. And then the professional and community design coordination. Altair has put together some very special and qualified people that we'll be partnering with to integrate different design elements. The Mosaic website, which we've been using, as well as meetings like this one, and the site design charrette, which will be coming up in the next month or so, will be your contributions. We want you to see the process and understand and have input in the design, since it's going to be your community. So just to give you a visual of what all these words and unraveled threads mean in terms of your site, for us, you're the client. We're here to seamlessly integrate all of these necessary permits and elements of site development: plant screening, fire access, accessibility, roads, parking, sewer, water connection, traffic safety, stormwater management, with the goals of a sustainable and eco-friendly co-housing development, such as on-site rainwater management and reuse, community gathering spaces, unique native and integrated plant communities such as rain gardens and meadows, room for activities. We've heard gardening is a big one, and also croquet. Integration with surrounding community elements like SEPTA access, public transportation, trails, and responsible use of materials for design elements such as paving areas, like using permeable surfaces wherever possible. And this is just to name a few. And now, on to some eye candy. So this is a township building we were a part of the team for, and this project integrated green roofs, solar panels, and as well as infiltration of roof and site water runoff. This is an example of a rain garden. We did several rain gardens and planted basins that we designed for educational purposes to educate about ecological communities and wetlands at an elementary school. And I also wanted to show you, this is an example, just to show you that opportunities are everywhere to manage stormwater runoff, even this little drive planting, and how much better it looks than just turf grass in the middle. And we have also been on the team for housing, senior housing projects, and have enjoyed creating environments and creating opportunities for activities in these dense community-based developments. Now, if I've confused you, left you with any unanswered questions, and said some terms that just made you go, huh? It's all good. This is why we're a part of the team, to take that tangled, confusing mess of bureaucracy and permitting and make sure we check every necessary box to be able to leave you with a plan to create a community that you can be proud to call home. And we're here to help. So since I couldn't be there today, if you have any questions about the process, be sure to let Joel know. He told me to say that. And we can't wait to get designing this project, and see you all at the design charrette coming up soon. Bye.